girl. Man, that shames the name Jones, but she's not a bad person. We can hopefully get in contact with her and wake her up. But, I mean, did you notice her ignorance? It's all about me. It's mine. No, it takes who you are and lets the government and the system dehumanize you and track you off your Facebook that is connected to and dehumanize you, honey. Okay? And look, she's probably a very nice person, but once you're so self-centered and so me, it's my tattoo, you'll find with these vassals out there that can't even think for themselves that they just love the latest form of dehumanization. And, hey, it's your body. But the issue is that, well, it's a very sophisticated issue, but on the face of it, the Nazis put digital numbers so they could put it in a computer to track the concentration camp victims. I mean, we all know this, and we know this is being deployed against everyone. We'll be right back.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Alex has told you about the terrible perfect storm of rising food prices. The Japanese tragedy proves how important food is. Our own gas prices are driving food costs through the roof. The huge population countries are buying up American unprotected exports of food. The falling dollar is inflating food prices. Ethanol subsidies are driving fuel and food costs to all-time highs. We are experiencing the greatest explosion of food shortages and food prices America has ever seen. Folks, you have to freeze the cost and availability of your food now. Through March 31st, eFoods Direct has free shipping on all orders. You can freeze the cost and availability of your food and have it shipped free. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Free shipping ends March 31st. 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Get up, stand up. Escape from the prison planet. All right, if you just joined us, in the last segment, we showed a young lady saying, it's mine, it's my personal tattoo, no one else can have it, it's mine. A very, very interesting KPHO out of Phoenix. reports on Phoenix tattoo artist offers scanner codes, and this is going on in other places in the U.S. and Europe, but his particular case has gotten a lot of attention. And these are those modern barcodes that look like a collection of little squares and dots. And it's very popular. You see people sticking it up on, the sides of areas on city streets where flyers are hung. You can walk up with your smartphone and scan it, and then it takes you to the website. I guess instead of actually walking up and, say, typing in Infowars.com, you just actually just go there. And I wanted to talk about this because there's a big move, and I saw an article back in 1999 in the Washington Post saying the Pentagon was interested in the self-mutilation community, the tattoo community, the body modification community, because they thought that was a way to mainline implantable microchips and barcode tattoos for the military and others. And Mainstream News has reported they've had test programs with implantable chips with the U.S. military. So I'm very interested in this overall move. And joining us is Levi Smith, and Levi Smith is with the Jade Monkey Tattoo in Phoenix, Arizona. He's the owner. Twitter.com, Levi Tattoo. Facebook is Tattoo Monkey. Thank you for joining us, Levi.
Hey, thank you for having me, man.
So where did you get the idea to start this? Tell us about the technology. Tell us about how many people are getting these there at your tattoo shop.
Well, I've done 3 of them so far now, and this QR code technology has been around for actually quite a while. I guess around like 20 years. It was really popular in Japan and stuff, and it seems to be a really great and effective marketing tool. It's going to be getting a lot more popular in the U.S. And I was checking them out for using it for marketing, and I ran across on the internet this guy knit a QR code into a sweater, and you could still scan it with a smartphone, and it would still take you to where you wanted, where it was supposed to take you. And so with that, I figured, well, I could tattoo one of those. So, I called up a friend of mine, and without really knowing if it would actually scan or not, we did like a little test run, and it turned out. And, and I was actually kind of shocked that it was scannable. And so I put the word out, and I did a couple more, and now I'm tattooing a heavy metal band. Each member of the band is getting the QR codes tattooed on them to go to their band website and all that stuff. And, and it's a pretty tripped-out thing.
Well, look, I'm not here to judge you individually, and obviously this is a fun gimmick. But obviously, many people have gotten fake barcode tattoos with 1984 under it to say that they're against being turned into a product. They're against the face scanning that creates a digital barcode from the measurements of your face or your thumbprint being used for some really draconian government controls. I'm sure you've heard about license plate reading cameras, face scanning cameras, and the fact that people would want to run out and, get a barcode and put it on their body to then connect it to their Facebook. I'm sure you've seen the reports about the dehumanizing effects of Facebook and things like that, where people don't have real relationships. They just basically collect friends like baseball cards.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that as well, and there is a clear line between the people that are really interested in this sort of thing versus those that really find it kind of abhorrent and find it as something that's kind of a warning as as potential times to come with the lost privatization and the increasing influence of technology in our immediate personal lives. The people that are really getting them much more tend to be younger people, counterculture people, people that are kind of using it to kind of own it, the same way that like minority groups would use racial slurs and stuff towards themselves as a way to kind of take it back, sort of thing.
There's a lady getting one of these where she says, it's mine, only I can have it. But, I don't see that as it being hers. It now ties her into the Matrix, and she's basically taking, some corporate Pentagon. It is the Pentagon that developed the barcode in 1984 of all years. They made a deal with Walmart to demand all of their suppliers have the barcode. Now they want RFID tracker chips in all products, so that in MIT, in the Pentagon's own words, they'll be able to track
the real world, like cyberspace, with all these tracker chips. And I've noticed with clothes I get laundered, they now stick an RFID glued sticker without asking me that rips your clothes if you take it off. So now I have to go to a new launder place to get some of my clothes laundered because they're not even asking. They're just sticking this on my clothes, gluing it to it. And sure, it's convenient for them, but more and more, I'm sure you've heard about the FBI putting tracker chips on cars without warrants.
Right. Well, yeah, and it's a further attempt to digitize reality because it's so much easier to control a digital world than the real chaotic world. So, in an attempt to control that more, this could very well be used as as a method. These QR code tattoos, but also they're very, very easy to modify and stuff. So I don't think that they're really viable as a control device or a tracking device, or something like RFID chips or some kind of like a magnetized ink or some crazy nanotechnology.
Sure, you're right, but I'm telling you, the Pentagon was in Washington Tech, the tech publication, the Washington Post at the time, in '99, and they said, we love the body modification, the mutilation, the tattoo movement, mainlining, the body piercings, because their psychological warfare breakdowns show that would then cause the public to accept forced microchipping, as the Mexican Attorney General did 7 years ago of his office employees in Mexico City. And so, my point here is that you're right. We don't need the tattoo. They already get your digital photo when you get a driver's license, put it in a federal database, and now can track you. Your face basically forms, their own barcode.
Yeah.
But I mean, my whole issue is just, did you hear about the VeriChip company that signed up with a bunch of Baja Beach clubs in the U.S. and Europe to get into the VIP area with the girls in bikinis? You've got to take an implantable microchip.
Really? Wow. I've heard of VeriChip, but I didn't realize that they were already implementing that, in those kinds of ways, like on a commercial level. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, if you just type into a search engine Baja Beach Club or nightclubs, Baja Beach Club, nightclub, VeriChip, implantable chip. Because that's what the global engineers, Ray Kurzweil and others, write books about it. They say, look, at first you won't be able to have a job if you're not implanted and if you don't do all this augmentation and brain chips.
Well, yeah, you'll be a non-person if you sit out and refuse to get these trackable devices that control your ability to purchase and sell and everything that we've always been warned about. Then you're not going to be allowed to take part in that digital society.
But see, exactly by standardizing, Levi, and obviously you're a smart guy here talking to you. I was going to yell at you, but you obviously know what's going on.
Yeah, this is totally my sort of thing. I've had some of my friends call me the Antichrist for doing this, and I think it's kind of funny, and I may be in some way contributing to the psychological acceptance of doing this sort of thing, but it's not something that that I'm necessarily blind towards, and I'm not exactly for it either. But at the same time, I'm part of that counterculture movement that wants to kind of own it. If we can use this technology in ways and understand it, maybe we can use it to fight.
But
back.
Levi Smith, when you dance with the devil doesn't change, he changes you. Beware staring into the abyss, lest you become the abyss.
Right.
But expanding on that, here's what I'm trying to say. The Pentagon, MIT, they all created the global infrastructure, the internet, all these systems. They admit that they're going to force all business through it so that then only mega corporations can basically operate in the system. And all of this barcoding, all of this stuff is extincting local businesses, community. Now they're harassing roadside places selling eggs or oranges or watermelons. They're now arresting people selling fresh milk. They're now hunting down with the animal ID, premises ID, trying to shut down local farms and ranches. This is a full spectrum dominance matrix control system. And I'm telling you, you can't own this. I'm telling you, this is playing directly into their hands. Perhaps by you doing this, and now if you speak out about it and point this out, perhaps some good can be made of it. But I'm telling you, this is going to destroy us.
There's a great possibility of that. I've got a lot of faith in humanity and the inherent difficulty in actually maintaining any kind of control over us for a certain amount of time. I mean,